So if America, or excuse me, if the United States was a business, you have a lot of unhappy customers. And I just don't understand how we can't fix a lot of these things when they're right in our faces. Like we all see all the problems, we don't fix it, and it won't really, it shouldn't cause any hardship. But it's politics, so it's a game. You gotta play a game to get to where you want to go. But it's like, can we just cut the crap and just fix the world like it's supposed to be? You know what I mean? But people don't do stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of like a whole some bull like it just, they're bored to have the perfect world where people think will be bored, but we still got music, we still have other forms of entertainment instead of scaring people, faking the COVID stuff. Because, not saying COVID is fake, but what I'm saying is y'all make it seem like it was a big deal when it was first out, and now all of a sudden it's no longer a big deal. It was right before the election time, so it was probably just a strand of the flu that they're masking as COVID. It's a it's something like that. But I don't have the electron microscope to test and find and see a COVID virus. But my point is, why why do we have to sequester ourselves to the little trinkets of BS that comes down from these people who claim to be elites? Like the housing market. And I understand that I can't talk about how what people do with their money, and but I feel like if you do have money, you should be reinvested in your town. But at the same time, a lot of people that get up there usually are in cities, so you can't really invest in the smaller areas outside of where you are. So, like me, for example, if I had if I had millions of dollars or whatever like that, I would definitely be buying property in my town, rebuilding houses that people live in, take them out of their homes, put them in a hotel, put them in a hotel, but send them to a hotel or for a little while, increase their property value, but they can still the rent can still remain the same. They can rent to own because I would buy the property, so they can rent it until they own it, and it'd be a nicer property, and their rate stays the same. It'll just be a nicer looking property with better rates. That way, you're keeping people happy because they don't have to pay more. They have something nice. They feel good. It's little things like that. Stop giving people money. It's not about money all the time. It's about access to resources. You know what I mean? It's about it's about having the pursuit of happiness. And what is the pursuit of happiness? You know what I mean? So if you're infringing on that, then that kind of means that's like you're infringing on my ability to be happy. But you're not. But there's a system in place so it is. Does that make sense? So yeah, yeah. That's just, I know that's how the cookie crumbles and how the world works. But I'm thinking about it in terms of how things literally could be, and how people was born thinking that it probably would be. So now that we would go get older, we realize that it's not like that. It's kind of like you don't want to be the person that steps on people's toes and be a butthole about things. You kind of just you kind of just want to be the cool person that wants to get along with everybody, blah blah. Kind of like the yes man, but that's not how it always works because everybody's trying to do that. So now there's someone else that has to be somebody different. You have to change up how you got to be. So everybody writing the same type of essay with the same tone, then it's like, okay, this gets redundant. So now you have to switch up your approach and how you're doing things, how you approach things. But it's easier said than done because you're used to doing it a certain way. You got to switch it up and start all the way over. Sucks. But hey, that's life.